bring in my good friend, my co-worker, who also coaches, the head football coach, did a tremendous job last season at Tuscaloosa Academy. Obviously a great player at Alabama. Was the 5th pick in the 1993. You're getting old, John. 1993 NFL draft, John Copeland. Good morning, Coach. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. I'm good, Barry. How about yourself? Barry, I'm not getting old. I am old.
Well, I'm older than you. So, anyway, tell us about what's going on right now. I know it's kind of hard being a football coach. You guys are trying to get ready, but they won't let you do anything with your players. How difficult is it? Everybody's talking about college football, but what about high school football? You think this is going to go off this year, John?
Barry, it's really tough. I think we will have football season, but as a football coach and a football team, these are your most important times to get ready for the upcoming season. And it's just kind of hard. I'm sending workouts to the guys, but you can't monitor the guys. You don't know how many guys are actually doing it. You don't know how well they're doing it, how much effort they're putting in it. So it's kind of hard.
Yep, that.
John, how difficult is it for kids going into the pros to get the right agent? They're always recommended by a friend, or they always look at a guy that's been an agent for somebody else who's been successful, and they may not know the ins and outs about it. Is that a difficult deal?
It is. The thing is, they send out these runners. These agents send out these runners, and they shower you with all these gifts. They make you feel like everything's just wonderful, when in reality, all they're doing is just buttering you up. And half of them guys don't know what they're doing. You try to get rid of reputable guy, but it's hard to find a really, really good guy that have your best interest at heart. And I think some of the mistakes these guys have, your relationship with your agent should stop when the contract is signed. You should have nothing else to do with your money, period. You shouldn't talk to this guy again until it's time for you to sign your next contract.
Why is that? Why is that, John? Why is that?
Because that's the agent's job. His job is to help you work your NFL contract. Now, if you want to do endorsement and all that, it's going to best to get you you need to get you a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer, or an endorsement lawyer, somebody that knows that business. Because 9 times out of 10, the sports agents don't know that business.
Sure, that.
They're in a 4% work day. I mean, not work day, but money wise, do so many of them get in it just for the money, but really don't know what's going on? Are you not better off at getting somebody in your family that's fairly smart? Not everybody can do that, but somebody close to you that you trust, even though they're not as smart, to do something like that for you?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, most of the kids that is coming out and going to the NFL, most of these kids from impoverished area, single family homes, the kids probably the only kid that actually been to college in most cases. So it's just kind of hard to find that person within the family with that kind of dynamic. The thing though with an agent, it's not. You don't have to be that smart, because once the first guy signed above you, the money is kind of staggered from that point down.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying. So you're not, if let's just say, for example, if the first guy gets $7 million, okay, you're not getting $7 million. So it's just going to be staggered down from there.
All right.
We're talking with John Copeland. John, this is interesting to me. And what something you said about the agent showering you with gifts and giving you all these things to try to build a relationship. This name, image, and likeness thing that's about to pass, where guys can make money on that. And they're saying they could get an agent to kind of help them with the outside endorsements and those kind of things. Dad and I, because I guess we're coaches, you may look at it differently because you were a player. You would want to get the money. We just talk about how many problems that are going to come with it. You talk about guys hanging around the players now, trying to get their hooks in them, about finding them opportunities to make money. how crazy will this be? And how crazy would it have been back in your day when Copeland and Curry were playing? Man, people would have been coming after you guys left and right. Will this thing work, John?
I think that's the stupidest thing I ever heard, Barry. You can't allow these kids to get agents and people to represent them, because then you're just going to turn the sport into a cesspool.
Thank you.
And not only that, you're going to take away the focus, the main focus, the reason why these kids are there. They're going to be focusing on endorsement and all that, as opposed to getting themselves prepared and ready to play an entire football season. I don't like it. I think they need to come up with another solution for that. By having representatives do that, it's not going to work.
It's not. I mean, we got people killing us about it, but I mean, will there be jealousy involved in a team right there? If one guy's getting something and another guy's not, because it was promised to us in recruiting, hey, if you come here, we got this car dealership down there, you can go there and sign autographs. I mean, will there be jealousy within a team on situations like that?
I don't think it'll be much of that, because if you're on a good team, a team that's winning, I think everybody want to see everybody succeed. And I don't think it will be a lot of that, but I think that'll come down to the individual person. And you will have some that's gonna be jealous, but they would have been jealous anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm glad to hear you say that. Good. We think alike. It'll be a cesspool, Dad.
We have a lot of different ways to do college coaching, all of it based on recruiting, of course, and pro stuff is based on your ability to draft the right people. Our pro coach is different from each other as far as coaching their team. I've watched this Michael Jordan thing, how different coaches were from in basketball. I know Ray Perkins told me one time that when he got to the Final Four, that it was actually the year he got the Alabama job, that all of his players hated him because he worked them too hard. Is there a lot of difference between the way coaches do it in professional football?
It's a little bit different. When you get to that level, everybody is good. Now, as a coach, you have to manage all of those good players and get everybody headed in the right direction, everybody focusing on the same goal. Some coaches have the ability to do that better than others.
Yeah.
Because once it starts going south in the NFL, it stays south for a long time.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason I say it. Yeah.
We're talking with John Copeland. John, talk about your days at Alabama. I guess you played for Coach Stallings the entire time you were here. Obviously, Dad and Coach Stallings, great friends. I don't even know if you know this. My middle name is Eugene. I'm named after Gene Stallings. So
I did not know that.
No. Yeah. Just talk about what Coach Stallings.
So can I start calling you Eugene?
No. No. Tell us about playing for Coach Stallings and kind of how he's impacted your life.
Matter of fact, I talked to Coach Stallings yesterday about the situation, and I've never called Coach Stallings that he didn't answer the phone or didn't call me back with a timely fashion. And the thing about Coach Sanderson was saying about how coaches treat their players on the next level. I think the biggest blessing we had as a team at Alabama was that Coach Stallings had coached on another level. And that's kind of how he treated us. He wasn't the coach that was going to stand over you and force you to do things, but he was the kind of coach that was going to hold you accountable. He said, look, I'm going to let this leash loose, but if you screw up, I'm going to tighten this leash up. I'm going to treat you like men as long as you act like men.
Good point.
And I think that went a long way with our football team, the camaraderie of our football team, the confidence of our football team. And when the man talked, everybody listened.
Yeah, you guys won a national championship, right? Just talk about the thrill of that.
It was. I thought we had a chance during the summer, just from the way the team handled that summer workout, the way the team handled just being there together during the summer. I thought we had a good shot at doing something. But as the season went on, And the way the practice seemed like, you know, as the season goes on, normally in football, the team get tired and just all the banging and you get tired. But that didn't happen with our team. We got better in practice as the season went on. You know, practice, kids don't want to practice.
No, they don't.
But we loved it. We loved it, Barry.
Yeah.
We love being out there at practice with each other and holding each other accountable.
Yeah, no doubt. That makes it fun. Deb?
Did the Tua thing surprise you going? I know ability-wise, it didn't surprise you. Did it surprise you injury-wise that he would go? Well, of course, you just went one place ahead of the Oregon kid, but what did you think about that?
It did surprise me. I didn't think he would go that high. I thought it would be a first-rounder, but I thought it would be a late first-rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, only because of the injury. I mean, the guy can't have the ability to be an NFL quarterback. But I was a little bit surprised about that. But all of that came from just reading what I have read in the media. You know, you get different reports. And I just thought he would be a late first-rounder.
Yeah.
We're talking with John Copeland. John, talk about these guys that you talk about that come from these tough backgrounds, maybe one parent in the family, and all of a sudden they're drafted. They're drafted in the first round of the NFL. Of course, the money these guys are getting now is a lot more than I guess you were getting back in your day, too. I think his signing bonus guarantees around $23 million. So you got Ruggs. These guys, they're coming into double digits in the millions. How difficult is that to be able to handle that? Does that money just swallow up some of these kids, and that's why they can't make it because they don't know how to manage it? It's just too much. Just talk about going from nothing to millionaires instantly. How do you handle that?
You don't. Harry, let me tell you, man. You take a young kid, let's say a rural Alabama kid that's probably never seen $1,000 in his life, and you give him $1 million check. That kid thinks that money would never run out. He don't have the concept of that kind of money. So he thinks that money is never going to run out. But not only that, his biggest enemies, to say, is going to be his family.
Yeah.
Everybody going to think you owe them something. Everybody going to want a car. Everybody going to need this. Everybody lights going to be getting turned off. Everybody car broke down. And you don't think about it as you're doing it, but when it's all said and done, you have gave away about $1 million.
So what's your advice to them?
My advice is put it in the bank. Don't screw all these financial guys that's coming to you and telling you how much more money they can make you. Kid, you just came from nothing. You got millions. Sit on it first. Just put it in the bank, set it there, leave it there. Live off your weekly paycheck from the NFL until you understand the concept of that dollar.
Yeah,
just leave it there.
How hard is that?
Live off your check.
But how hard is that for these guys? The one guy, I guess, I knew, he's telling me his agent or his financial guy said, all right, look, you can get one car. All right, get you a nice one, pick out, and all of the money went to get one car. We're going to get your mom a house, and that's it. That's it.
Go. But the lifestyle, that's not the NFL lifestyle, and that's what get us. You know, we get that one car, we get that modest house, but then we go to a friend house that's on the team. He got 3 cars. He got a huge house. And you go to another friend house, and everybody looking good, and everybody oohing and ahhing over the cars and the houses. So then that one car just don't do for you anymore.
Yeah, it's a tough deal there, Dad.
Anybody that you played with or around that were drafted and you wasn't sure whether they were going to be any good or not, they turned out to be pretty good?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that.
I don't like to ask people that try to remember something on the spur of the moment.
Well, how about the jump, John, from high school to college? I mean, people say, man, am I going to measure up? I mean, I'm coming from a small little high school. I mean, or were you just, when you got there, you just you knew you were good enough. I mean, how is that transition?
It's difficult from an emotional standpoint, from a mindset. You just never know what you're walking into. But I think the cream always float to the top. Once you get over that initial, okay, I'm here, whatever I got myself into, and then they throw the football on the field. You're a football player. You're going to play football. And I think the best ones always come out on top in most cases.
Dad, John was helped me coach my first 2 years. And the officials would always come in there, but John's a big star, you know that. So they all want to come down there, and they want to hobnob with Copeland. Only thing they asked me, well, how you gonna wear a plaid coat? No, that's real. But they want to hobnob with Copeland. But the first thing you want to find out is if that guy's. When that guy, is he an Auburn fan? If he's an Auburn fan, then I know I'm not going to get a very good whistle that night. But if we ever had a bench clearing brawl, which we never did, I always felt good because I have Copeland sitting there with me. So anyway,
hey, Coach Anderson.
Yeah.
They wasn't hobnobbing with me, Coach. They was over there talking to me about keeping Barry on the bench.
Yeah, that's right. You need to settle down like I did.
Well, you'd my get back coach. Yeah, and so Copeland lets me break a marker. It cost me $200 and I broke a marker in the game. And so I finally had one of our other guys go get me another marker, Dad, and John wouldn't let me hold it. He said, "No, I'm gonna hold this marker for you." So,
he was fired up. He was fired up. I don't think I've ever seen him that fired up.
Well, John, we appreciate your
John.
time. Hopefully, school will open up. You can get the guys back there on campus. I look forward to working with you and watching you build this football team. You did a great job last year, and I appreciate your friendship.
Hey, thank you, Bear.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right.